So this is Danny. His English name is Danny. So tumakas po siya actually noong February 25. Tumalon po siya doon sa condominium area and he was able to go through a river bed. Tumulay po siya sa riverbed and he was documenting the entire experience. Hinahabol po siya ng hindi bababang 8 security guards from the Baupo compound.
Thank you, Comsec, and thank you, resource persons. Kung pwede pong makapagtanong una sa PAOK, since kayo po yung nag-conduct nung raid doon sa Bamban, could you please give the committee a short presentation of your key findings in that raid? So the chair acknowledges Dr. Casio.
We prepared a PowerPoint presentation that we gave to the committee earlier on.
Could we just know how many minutes long it is?
I could probably do it in 5 minutes, ma'am. I'll just skip through the most important parts.
Please proceed.
Could we go through the PowerPoint, please? Let us skip the first 2 slides, please. 3 slides. Skip that one. So that's the compound. Okay. So, ma'am, can we proceed to the next slide? Basically, Sunyu 1, as per the documents we obtained from PAGCOR, is only licensed to operate on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th floors of that building, A1 building, the admin building of Baupo compound. But we were able to obtain a warrant for the entire compound, 36 buildings, and thankfully we were able to do that because in our raid we were able to find that the actual scamming activities were found in 2 other areas that were not declared under the PAGCOR license. But let me state, Madam Chair, Mr. Senator, that even in the licensed POGO, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th floors, initial investigation indicates that there are also scamming activities in that legitimate POGO.
And just about your first 3 slides, Dr. Casio, even from the air, ang laki niyang tignan. What is the area of that whole compound?
I could not recall on the top of my head, but there are 36 buildings thereabouts, ma'am. So I could imagine it could be a few hectares.
So we will ask perhaps another national government agency later kung ganong kalaki ang mukhang malaking compound na yan. Please proceed, Doctor.
Could we proceed to the next slide, please? So that particular area houses the condominium units where our deponent, our witness was able to escape from. Can we proceed to the next slide, please?
That was a Filipino witness?
No, ma'am, that was the Vietnamese witness.
All right.
Then these are the villas that was stated earlier on by the good Senator Gatchalian. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, he is correct. There would be around 14 villas thereabouts, and 3 of the villas are interconnected by tunnels. And there is a large, I would say, Olympic-sized swimming pool therein. And under one of the villa, in the most sophisticated villa, would be a multi-million peso worth of a wine cellar. We had the cellar inventoried and we closed it to ensure that it would not be pilfered.
Bakit may tunnels? Bakit kailangan ng tunnels sa villas?
In our initial investigation, ma'am, we found that there is an actual panic room. So it is for that reason that during the initial serving of the warrant, the people who were inhabiting that particular villas were not found by our police officers because they were hiding in the panic room.
So yun yung purpose ng panic room?
Yes, ma'am. Thankfully for us, since we stayed there for a few days up until the 3rd day to conduct the investigation and to do the wrap-up, we were able to find 4 Chinese nationals in that area. Unfortunately, that was already a second search, so we could not include them in the inquest. Otherwise, that would be a second serving of the warrant.
Pero itong 4 na Chinese nationals, nung una, doon nagtago sa panic room.
Opo.
But later, nung lumabas sila,
Opo.
doon nyo sila nadakip.
Opo. Can we proceed, please? Ito po yung incidente that led to the application of the warrant. This is the video that we prepared. This is Mr. Tan Minh Duc. He's a Vietnamese national. Can we play the video, please?
Please note, sandali po, please move back to the previous slide. Paki-suspend muna yung pag-play ng video. No, sorry, just before the video. Sige, paki-note lang po yung mga kaibigan natin sa media, yung request ng PAOK na this is not for, ito po, strictly forbidden to share or broadcast this video for public viewing under any circumstances dahil ongoing pa yung investigation ng PAOK. Okay, please proceed, Doctor.
So this is Danny. His English name is Danny. So tumakas po siya actually noong February 25. Tumalon po siya doon sa condominium area and he was able to go through a river bed. Tumulay po siya sa riverbed and he was documenting the entire experience. Hinahabol po siya ng hindi bababang 8 security guards from the Baofu compound.
Paano alam na galing sila sa Baofu, yung guards?
Nagkilala po sila that they were from Zone U1. Kasi po, nakatakas po si Mr. Danny into an adjacent compound, a farm owned by a Filipino-American American Air Force retiree. And they were trying to force that individual to hand over Danny. And thankfully, he did not. Then, the following day...
Itong guard naka-uniform pa, no,
yes,
Doctor?
Yes, Your Honor. Then, we got a call on the 26th of February from a pastor who was a friend of that Filipino-American national. And he informed us of the presence of Mr. Duke Danny. I arrived at the compound on the 28th of February to retrieve Mr. Duke, and I brought him to Manila where we kept him in our safe house. Okay. Mr. Danny intimated to us that he was being asked to sign an affidavit of undertaking that he was not harmed, that he left the compound at his own volition.
Sinong nagpapapirma sa kanya ng ganyang affidavit?
He intimated to us that certain police officers were asking him to sign the said document.
Uniformed police officers?
According to Mr. Duke.
Well, ask that
but when we arrived at the area, no said police officers were present. Only Mr. Duke and the Filipino-American national was there. Let us continue, please. Likewise, we were able to get hold of a plane ticket. He was being forced to leave the Philippines on February 27 or 28, a paid Cebu Pacific ticket.
Galing po kanino yung ticket?
Apparently, according to Mr. Duke, it came from Zone U1. Ito po yun. Then on March 1, the commission likewise received a request from the Malaysian embassy of another national who was being held against his will inside Zone U1. The letter was addressed initially to our executive director, then later on addressed to our chairman, the executive secretary. Ito po yun. That's the actual letter that was given, a request for assistance by the Malaysian embassy.
So aware po yung embassy ng Malaysia dito sa Pilipinas, dito sa Bamban Pogo Hub?
Yes, Madam Chair. So by March 1, the Vietnamese embassy and the Malaysian embassy were already requesting the assistance for their 2 nationals, ma'am. This is the Malaysian national. He is now standing as a witness. He is being kept on safeguard. Can we proceed, please? So, these are some of the pictures that were sent by the Malaysian national to his embassy that served as our basis to apply for the warrant, ma'am. Let us proceed na po doon sa slides. So nakuha nga po tayo ng warrant as this is public knowledge by now. So if we may proceed to the next slides because there are some other important issues that may not have been seen by our Madam Chair. So ito nga po yung mention ni Senator Gatchalian. The Chinese embassy informed us that in that particular Zone U1 technology are 6 fugitives from their territory. Can we proceed, please? Okay. And another Taiwanese national who is also a fugitive from the Republic of China. So bali ito po ang fugitives sa loob ng Zone U1. Incidentally, doon din po sa smart web technology, meron din po tayo mga fugitives. Doon din po sa iba pang mga nakikita natin, parang common thread po siya. Can we proceed, please? Ito po yung actual scam sites. So yung una, yung malaking kahon, Kung mapapansin ninyo po, pag pumunta kayo ng Bamban, yan po ay parang warehouse lang. Tambakan ng mga gamit ng pang-construction. Pero pag pinasok po ninyo yung kaloob-looban, nandun po yung actual scamming na itinuro ng ating Malaysian witness. Yung maliit naman pong building na yon, sa baba po niyan ay may grocery po dyan, at yung second and third floor po niyan, yung actual scam site ng ating Vietnamese witness. Can we proceed?
Kaya dun siya nakatakas sa likod
Yes,
kasi
ma'am.
katabi nung place
Opo.
of work niya.
Yes, ma'am. Ito po yung actual na nakita nating scam site. Let us proceed po. May mga script po ng mga scamming. And the usual that we see in almost all of the raided POGOs. Multiple rows of Androids and iPhones that seems to be receptacles receiving cellphones ng kung anumang scamming activities nila. Can we proceed, please? Patuloy po, yan po yung mga nakikita natin. Those are actual videos of Bamban. Ito na po, yeah, thank you. Let us proceed po. Ito na yung actual cases that we're able to file. So we filed human trafficking and serious illegal detention cases po against 8 nationals, including 1 Filipino national. Next slide po. Ito pong foreign nationals po na natuluyan po ang kanilang kaso, with the exception of Miss Milo, yung Filipino national for further investigation po sa kakulangan ng ebidensya. Tuloy po natin. At inamenda po natin ng information to include criminal forfeiture doon sa kasong sinampa natin sa Kapas. Let us proceed, please. Sa ngayon po ay merong preservation order in the eventuality that the Anti-Money Laundering Council actually files the civil forfeiture case against Zunyu 1 and the other vehicles and all other valuables that we were able to find in the compound. And on March 3, nag-grant po yung motion to break open natin, at ito po yung nakita natin. Next slide, please. Yan yung actual na pagbe-break open. Nasa next slide po yung mga nakuha natin, yung inventaryo. Okay, so 7.3 million and so on and so forth. Palagi na po namin nakikita na yung mga passports ay nakatago sa mga vaults. Tapos yung vaults, yung mga passports po na nakita ay hindi nakita doon sa area ng Zunyu 1 sa working area, kundi nakita doon sa mga villa. Sa mga personal villas ng mga bosses, ng mga managers.